1 minute to. You are very welcome. We are going to give our participants 3 minutes and then we start. Easy identification, thank you. You could also chat, use the chat function for any questions and comments. This is very important, then we shall be able to respond to your comment or question. Keep your video on if your bundles or bandwidth allows for purposes of getting that touch as a community. We also request that at any one point, keep your microphones muted at all times unless you are speaking. This is to remind us that we are being recorded and we take it that your attendance is consent to record. Thank you, and we shall share this recording later on. If you really want to obtain a certificate of attendance, you will need to fill in a short survey that is provided at the end of this session. It is really short, but it is very, very important for us to help us improve the sessions moving forward. So a number of other rules are going to be displayed. You will be able to read, but we also request you to register. We are sharing a link. One of us is going to share a registration link. Please register so that we are able to know who attended this session. We have French interpretation services, and please, if you have an updated version of Zoom, you should be able to go to the globe icon and click that. Then it will bring the different languages. Choose the language of your preference. We have English and French, okay? So briefly, those are the rules we are going to follow today. And allow me to pause here for now. So at this point, allow me to invite Richard Kajumbura to take us through today's agenda, but also to broadly introduce to us what is going to be covered. Richard, over to you, and thank you.
Thank you so much, Christine. Good evening, colleagues, or good morning, colleagues. Today, our agenda is as follows. We expect to start our session with a case study presentation from Ms. Eliane Etobe Tekler, and I'll talk about how that's going to present. We shall have that case study presented, and you colleagues will have a chance to comment on that case. After that, we shall have a didactic presentation from our subject matter expert, and to be practical, so we'll expect that at certain moments, she'll be asking us to switch to our computers and do some activities. We shall have a question and answer session. After that, some announcements will be made, and then we shall close the session to the rest of us. The theme today is enhancing learner engagement and interaction in Moodle using H5P. Now, when you're dealing with the learners, sometimes online learners get bored if they come and read text or see pictures and go away. But if you have a method of engaging them, you can give them tasks, they can get involved in those tasks practically, and they can interact with certain activities online. As they read, as they listen to audios, as they watch videos, they can interact with the content And so again, that one enhances their learning and learning experience. And so today, that's the topic that we're going to look at, and specifically HP5. Right, so I'm Richard Kajumbula from Mackay University, and also AFROHUN, coordinator of the virtual community of practice sessions. So that is what we're going to cover today. Over to you, Christine. So Christine.
All right, thank you, Richard. And I think you should go ahead and introduce the case presenter and allow her to come in and make her presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Christine. Once again, I'm privileged to welcome our case study presenter. Our case study presenter for the day is Mrs. Eliane Teklea Etobe. Eliane is the head of the e-learning service and the e-learning department in the Catholic University of Central Africa, or Catholic Institute of Yaoundé, and that is Cameroon. She's a graduate in ICT in education and training, and also a graduate in the design of distance learning services. She's a project manager for the design of pilot e-learning systems at the Institute of Yaoundé. So she's an ardent practitioner of e-learning and online learning, and someone who has been a member and is a member and has participated in all the sessions that we have had here. So let me welcome our case study presenter, Eliane, to come, greet the colleagues, and then you can start the presentation. So over to you, Eliane.
Merci, Richard. Bonsoir, chers collègues.
Richard, good evening, dear colleagues. Good evening, everybody. My name is Madame Edobe, like Richard said. I'm based in Yaoundé, Cameroon. I am the head of the e-learning services, and apparently I am the head of designing distance learning department.
So can I start sharing?
Yes,
Next.
Sweet. Next. Concerning the tools that help us in online learning, African Catholic, Central Africa Catholic University was created by AFROHUN in 1991. There are 4 institutions that are involved. The Yaoundé Catholic Institute, a school of health sciences in Yaoundé, the engineering school in Douala, and then the grown school of agriculture in Bangui. Next. In 2020, when the pandemic broke up and the lockdown, there was an obligation to continue teaching the students using communication technology. But the teachers were not used to the virtual lectures because they were used to the physical ones. So definitely the reaction of the lecturers and students was not good. Why? Because the lecturers did not have the method and the technology to handle the students. And so that means that the lecturers had to have a good mastery of the content and they had to make sure that the students follow whatever is being taught. Next. We know, all of us, that distance learning generally, the learner has to own the content and he has to interact with the lecturer together with the content that is given to him. Then all the additional resources given by the lecturer as well as the colleagues. So in such a context, there is real need to find the right tool that helps facilitate all those different interactions that help the learner take part in his learning. For example, the videos or the quiz can participate instantly. The question that we need to answer this afternoon is that of finding out if there's one tool that can answer all the needs of the student in terms of interaction and help them improve.
Yeah, great. Now, issue clarified. That case, we shall be glad to clarify. Does anyone have a question about that case? Does anyone have something to supplement? Does anyone have a comment that maybe you have had the same experiences as Eliane has presented? Does anyone have information that can enrich that case so that when our subject matter expert comes in, she can address all those other matters? So now the floor is open for you colleagues on the case that has been presented. You could raise your hand, you could be unmuted to either supplement on the case or make it even rich and add something to the case, or any comment you have about interaction and why probably it is important to interact with learners online, because it is important. Sometimes they get so bored and they sleep on the computer, or they don't understand certain aspects. And so many times we believe that we learn by doing. So by keeping me active as I'm learning, probably I will learn a little bit more. So I would ask whether any member of the community has any question that he wants that he or she wants Elaine to clarify on the case, to make it clearer, or to share with her your experience, which could be maybe similar to hers, before we transition into the next session of the subject matter expert. So I'm going to take off some few minutes and wait to see if anyone has a comment. Because regarding e-learning, many new things keep coming up. Many of us have practiced a lot of things, especially since the COVID-19 pandemic. So a lot has been coming up. So if you have any idea that you want us to share, please raise it. You could raise your hand and speak out. Otherwise, let me then take it that we have all understood this case and that we share the same kind of feeling that Elaine has presented regarding interactivity of content and learners. Okay, so let me call upon the colleague, our case study presenter, rather our subject matter expert, to validate this case. And I'm going to introduce her, but she'll have time to speak. Our subject matter expert for the day is Rana Augaze. Rana is a senior instructional designer in the IT Academic Services Department, the Office of Innovation and Transformation in the American University of Beirut, and that is in Lebanon. She has vast experience in re-engineering learning experiences and promoting the use of instructional design strategies to improve teaching and learning through different delivery modalities. She has over 9 years of working with subject matter experts in various disciplines, creating blended courses, and she has created over 50 courses for online delivery. She has a lot of skills with working with SMEs, okay, in implementing e-learning. So this SMEs is a good idea. So Rana is an experienced instructional designer, a senior at that, and she has designed online courses and also taught online. And so she's the best to talk about this tool today, H5P. So let me call upon Rana to please briefly talk about yourself, introduce yourself, and then validate the case that Eliane has presented. So over to you, Rana.
Thank you, Richard, for the introduction. Hi, everyone. I'm very excited to be with you today. So as Richard mentioned, I'm a senior instructional designer at the American University of Beirut, and I've been working with faculty members like you guys for 9 years to help them transform their courses into either online courses or blended courses, and even help them just improve some components in their courses and make them fit for the online environment. Because not any content that you teach face-to-face can be placed as it is in the online environment. So to go back to the case study of our presenter, many times faculty members come to us and say, my online course is not working. But then we think, why is it not working? And indeed, it is common that in online learning, instructors sometimes do not allow students to interact with the content. They just have them sit passively behind the screen and watch. And this happens because either the teaching culture is sometimes very rigid and traditional, or because faculty members don't have time to create the correct type of content that fits the online environment, or maybe even they don't know how to use the tools to allow them to create this engaging content. And when it comes to lectures in specific, most lectures don't have any interactivity when posted online. They are posted simply as videos. And this is what the case study presented is indeed a situation that happens. So the solution to this is what we will learn in our workshop today. I will share my presentation now so that we get started. Okay, so in our presentation, we will build on what was suggested by the case study, where sometimes videos don't include any engagement factor, and we will explore the tool that allows you to do so easily and quickly. The suggested tool is called H5P, short for HTML5 package. This tool is usually available for free to all faculty members in each of their Moodle courses or Blackboard courses and so on. H5P is a tool that allows you to create rich and interactive content by including various types of checkpoints or questions embedded within your lectures. The content is directly created and edited within the tool, and then the output can be embedded in your course, and it can be reused from one course to another. In general, H5P...
And Rena, speak a bit slowly for the interpreters. Thank you.
And these types of interactions are very numerous, and you can choose the type that fits your content best. Now let's take a look at some features. I'm going to move to show you actual examples for you to get an idea of what I am talking about. Okay, so this is the H5P website, and all of these are available content types that you can create. You can create games, you can create interactive content, you can create assessment, and so on. To mention a few, one type, for example, that you can create is the accordion activity. The accordion activity allows you to place your content in collapsible tabs instead of just bullet points on a PowerPoint. So this way you can break down your large content into small and fun pieces, and students can actually interact with the screen and click on elements in the screen to learn. So this will allow them to remain alert. Another example.
Rana?
Yes?
Yeah, that the interpreters are saying that you could reduce on the speed,
Sure.
the speech speed, so that they can
Sure.
be able to listen well and then translate for other colleagues before you transition to another
Sure.
aspect. Yeah.
Okay, I will, thank you. Another example of an interactive activity created via H5P is flashcards, for example. So here students click on cards to reveal information, or they can add their answers in a format that is different than assignments and discussion forums, etc. So this allows them to recall information. A third type, which is the main item we are going to tackle today, is interactive videos. So this is an example that we will see in a bit, where questions are embedded inside the video. So if I play this video, you will notice that as students watch it, they will get a pop-up question. So the video stops, I must answer, and then continue. Okay. Students as they watch, and allows them to self-evaluate their learning and receive formative feedback as they learn. Another example that can be created via H5P is images hotspots, where on an image, you can add signs for students to click on and explore. So for example, in biology courses, you can add hotspots on body elements to allow students to learn each in more details. You can also add assessments, questions, dictation exercises, and so on. And what's very nice about this tool is that it can be integrated with your learning management system, such as Moodle or Blackboard, and therefore you can track the progress of your learners and their grades if any questions were included. Okay, now to give you, the features vary, but for the sake of our time during this workshop, we will focus on solving the video interactivity issue. Now, to give you an actual feel of the student's experience, I would like you to experience this engaging video yourself. So I'm going to share with you this educational video. It's a lecture that has questions illustrated by these small circles. So I will paste this video link for you in the chat, and I would like to ask you to watch it as a student and wait until a question pops up, answer the questions, try things yourself. You don't have to watch the entire video. Once you reach the second or third question, you can just stop the video. We will give you 5 minutes to allow you to explore this video. And please, whenever you are done, type 1 in the chat. So I will paste the link now. So please click on the link I sent in the chat and try it out as a student. Okay, we will be waiting for you to type 1 in the chat when you are done.
Okay, so friends, let us get that link from the chat, click on it, or copy it and go into a browser, and then be able to try out that exercise. You don't have to watch the entire video. You can answer maybe 2 questions, which are in the video, 2 or 3 questions, then you type 1 in the chat, and then we can know that you have tried it out. then she will like she has promised, she will show us how to create that type of video, because that is the gist of today's presentation. She's going to teach us how to create that video and put there those questions. Let us first try out the video on our own and see how a learner experiences it.
So we have 3 minutes remaining until you try this video out. Okay, 1 minute remaining. So we have one participant who finished, and there's 38 of us. So anyone else? Okay, so for those who tried it, what do you think? Would you use it in your courses? Okay, sounds good. So I can see in the chat that some of you like it, that they're new to this tool. Sounds, we will continue for the sake of the time. So we will now build this exact example that you tried. This will allow you to master the steps, and then later on recreate something like this using your own lectures as you deliver your own courses.
Rana?
Yes.
Rana?
Yeah?
Eliane seems to say that she has a question. I don't know whether Eliane, you like to ask something, because she's the case study presenter. Okay, so it has been
Yeah. Okay, so the instructor will know exactly who attempted this lecture. Yes, you will get a report of who accessed the lecture, when did they access it, how long did they take them to complete the lecture.
Thank you so much. You have translated it and answered it. Okay. All right. So let's Rana. It's okay. You can go on.
Okay. Great. So in order to create this activity, we need to access H5P. There are two ways of accessing H5P, either through its own website or through Moodle. Ideally, it is very easy for you to create H5P through your Moodle or Blackboard simply by clicking on Add an Activity or Resource, choosing H5P from the options, opening the content bank, and adding the activity type that you would like to use, and just plug in your content there. Okay, that's ideally. But for the sake of this training and just to guide you through the direct steps, we will be creating it using the H5P website, because maybe not all of you have access to Moodle right now. Okay, so but please be mindful that what the steps that we follow right now are very similar. If you would create this activity later on in Moodle, the very few steps would differ, but the steps inside H5P are literally the same. Okay, so to create an account, I will need to ask you to open the H5P website by clicking on www.h5p.com, or just, I will paste this direct link in the chat because maybe this is easier. So I need you to click on the link that I am going to paste in the chat right now. Okay, I just sent it. And I will paste the steps all together and then share my screen and work with you in parallel. Okay, so these are the entire steps. And let me go to that page. Okay, so all of you should be on this page. Sign up for a free 30 days trial. It's a free trial. So in the first name box, just type your first name. In the last name, type your last name. Enter the email address that you currently have access to, because we will need to open your email addresses. Under site name, you can just type your name, so Richard or Rana or Christine, and type the word tests. So just to designate that you are testing. Once you type in the site name, your name tests, click on URL. Don't write anything. Whatever you wrote under site name will appear automatically under URL. Under LMS, choose the LMS that you usually use in your university. Click on I'm not a robot. Click on I have read and accept data privacy, and then click on start free 30 days trial. Once you click on start 30 days trial, you will receive an automatic message that says, we have sent you an email to your email that you entered here with an activation link. Click on it to activate your account. So I kindly need you to go to your emails, click on the link that you received from h5p.com to activate your account, and then you will be there. The email might be received in the main mailbox, or it might be received in the spam or junk or clutter folder. So please make sure to check all. Then you just log in with your username and password. And I kindly need you to type 2 in the chat if you are done, and you can now access the H5P website with your username and password. You should be having a page that looks like this once you are in. If anyone has any questions or has any issues in creating an account, please do let us know in the chat and we will help you. And please type 2 if you are done and you are inside your account. So for the sake of time, we will also allow 5 minutes to create the account. So Penina, in the URL, you need to fill all the asked information. So you need to add your name, your last name, your email address, a site name. This can simply be your name, Penina. Here in URL, you just click and type nothing. It will fill automatically from the site name. So skip it, click on it, then skip it and choose the LMS. And you will notice that it will take exactly your site name. So you don't need to add anything here. I'm going to paste the link again here in the chat. So guys, was anyone able to create the account and access and get into H5P? If so, please type 2 in the chat. Okay, thank you for those of you who answered. And for everyone else, I encourage that you do create the account so that you get to try things out yourself. So we will wait for another 2 minutes.
Another volunteer.
Alex, in the site name, you can add your name, so Alex or Alex Tests. And in the URL, just click and write nothing, and it will take exactly what you added in the site name.
So what do we put in the URL?
In the URL, you put nothing. You just click on it and it will take exactly what you wrote in site name. So just click on URL, type nothing, then move to LMS and choose your LMS.
Oh, because it's refusing. It's still asking when I say starting that day is free.
Yes.
It is not, it is refusing. It is saying, it is taking back to the URL.
Okay, Speranza, can you share your screen? So we help you?
Listen, I'm using a smartphone. So let me to share this one. Okay, wow. I'm using a smartphone, so.
A smartphone.
Right.
Okay, what did you write in site name?
Yes, no, I didn't like anything. I just went, clicked, and then I clicked, I didn't see submit. I saw starting 30 days. Is that submit button?
No, it's just start free 30 days. That's the button.
Okay, all right. Maybe it has accepted. Let me check again.
Okay. Okay. So I think we will move on just for the sake of time. And I will be sharing my screen for those of you who weren't able to get accounts to observe what we are doing. Okay, so now let's get our hands on. We will create the video that you have just tried yourself as a student. I will be moving to the H5P screen so that we follow together. Okay, so you are all under, you have a window that looks like this. To start creating your content, there is a blue Add Content button on the upper right corner of the screen. So you need to click on it. Click on Add Content on the upper right corner of the screen. This will open the H5P editor. You can all see the screen. Please type yes in the chat if so. Okay, great. So this will show you all the types of activities that are available in H5P. Anything you can use and you can create. For our example, we will choose interactive video. This should appear under, like as the first one. In case it does not appear, in the search for content types, type interactive video, and then you will get to click on this interactive video. Okay, it has a small icon with a hand and a purple button on it. So click on interactive video. Okay, once you click on this type of activity, the first thing that you will get are two buttons in green and in purple. The green button says tutorial. For any activity that you wish to create in H5P, they always offer you a tutorial that you can follow, and they show you an example to give you an idea how the activity will look like. So for now, we will skip these because I will walk you through the steps. The first thing that we need to do is give our activity a title. Usually, that's the title of your lecture. So in our case, we are creating a lecture on the role of accounting. So you can simply type role of accounting, because that's the lecture that we are creating now. Okay. Next, to create this video with these questions, there are 3 very easy steps. And these are written to you here. Step 1, embed video. Step 2, add interactions. And step 3, summary task. So let us start with step 1. The very first step is to upload the video that you would like to add the questions to. This can be your own recorded lecture or any existing videos on YouTube that you would like to get your students to engage with. So for our example, let's use an existing lecture on YouTube. So I will paste its link in the chat. Kindly copy it and then follow my steps. So I have just pasted a YouTube link in the chat. Copy this link from the chat. And then once you have this link copied, under step 1, under add a video, click on the plus sign. So you can either upload a video from your computer or add the YouTube video link. Just paste the YouTube video link here under paste YouTube link or other video URL and click on insert. So you all inserted the video.
Yeah, maybe we can type three in the chat if we have inserted the video.
Sorry, I don't remember where you click to insert the link.
So we are asking you to type 3 in the chat if you inserted the link. So again, to insert the link, under add a video, there is a plus sign. You click on it, you paste the video URL there, and you click the insert button. And then you will have the small YouTube icon with an X on it to indicate that your video is in. Okay. So now our video is inserted. The next step is to add the questions. To do so, click on step 2, add interactions. So click on the step 2 tab. This will open a new interface that displays the YouTube video screen with a row of tabs on top of it. Okay, so right on top of the video and under the step 2 add interactions, you will see a series of squares. From these tabs represent the types of questions that you can add to this video. And to know what each type of the questions is, you simply hover your mouse over it. So just pass your mouse over it. So over this video, you can add text, you can add a table, you can add an image, you can add single choice questions, multiple choice questions, true or false, fill in the blanks, drag and drop, and so on. The options are many. So for the purpose of this guidance, we will add a single choice question. Now, before adding any question, you need to play your video and choose at which minute you would like to insert this question. So for example, say I want to insert my question on minute 27, on second 57. Because the first slide explains what is accounting, and I want to make sure that students understood what is accounting. Okay, so move the cursor to second 57, click on pause, and then from the list of tabs, choose the 7th button, which says single choice set, and click on it. Okay, so please everyone click on the 7th question button type, which is single choice set. This will open the question settings. You are all in here? So type 4 if you are. Type So again, to add the question, click on the question type under add interactions, choose single choice, and this will open the question settings. Okay, so at the top in the question settings, if you scroll a bit up, you will see the display time. Here, this indicates at which exact second the question will open. So for example, we want our question to be revealed at second 57. So under display time, just type 2.57. And then this, for example, question will be, it doesn't really matter at this stage. Under the display time, there is a pause video button. You can tick this button if you wish to ensure that the learner answers fully and correctly before they the video. So it is recommended to click on pause video, so the video stops for the students to answer the question. So click on pause video, check this box. You can also, under display as, choose for the interaction to display as a button or as a poster. So as a button, it means the question will only need to click to expand it. Or we can choose poster and have the question appear expanded by default. So let's click on poster. Scrolling down, here we can start adding the question under list of questions. So I will paste the question that you need to add in the chat, or you can add anything yourselves. Okay, there we go. So the question that we are going to add is, what are, so under question, click under the question on the blue box. What are some of the uses of accounting? Then to add the answer options, these are called alternatives, and answer options can be added in the alternative boxes. By default, always the first alternative, so the first option is the correct one. And this is written for you here, so for you to be aware of. So under the first alternative, let's write decision making. So this is option 1. And record keeping. You can type anything you want, just for the sake of it. Which is the wrong answer, is managing employees. Yeah. If you need to add more answer options, you can add answer button. If you'd like to add more questions, you scroll down and you add more questions. But for now, we will just add one question. So everyone added the question in the chat. We keep on asking you to do so, but just so that we make sure that you are following. So under question, you type your question. Under alternatives, you add the answer options, and the first answer option is the correct one. Okay, so scrolling down, if you scroll a bit more down, you will reach a section called overall feedback. H5P, very useful customized feedback option. This allows a simple method of providing feedback against different scores achieved. So for example, click on add range. This will open 2 rows for you. So 0% dash, here you enter, for example, my first range is 0 to 50%. Any students who gets between 0 and 50% will receive a feedback for them. I will say, good work, but please watch the video again. So this means that they didn't answer all of the questions. For the second range, which is from 51 to 100%, I can just tell them, great job. So this only serves to provide encouragement to learners for prompting them to retry until they get all the answers correct. Then scroll a bit more down and you have a section called behavioral settings. Click on it to expand it. Here you will see that there are a number of settings to allow you to set parameters, such as auto-continue, such as timeout on correct answers, it just closes automatically, or timeout on wrong answers. You can enable sound effect if a student answers something. You can enable a retry button if you would like the students to answer again if they got it wrong. You can choose to show them the correct answer if they answered wrong. You can set a pass percentage. This is very specific to the faculty members' preferences. For now, we can keep them as they are. If you scroll more down, you have another section called adaptivity. Click on it. The adaptivity function is included to allow the possibility for learners to opt out and continue with the video, or go back to a certain section if the question is answered wrongly. So for example, for our example, we added a question on second 57. Suppose students answer it wrong, then click on the action on wrong gray tab. If you click on it, you will see under it seek to. So I can make them go backwards in case they answered wrong. So at minute 57, if they don't know what is accounting, I can choose to move them back to second 27 for them to watch again the definition of accounting. So under adaptivity, click on action on wrong, and in the seek to, choose to move them backward to second 27. So type 0.27, 2.27. So we are all following till here. Please type 6 in the chat if so. Okay, great. Okay. Now, you scroll all the way upwards. Simply either scroll all the way upwards and click on done on the upper right corner of the screen, or at the very bottom without scrolling up, there is below the adaptivity section, there is a done button, click on it. And this will now take you back to your video with a tiny box on the video with the question that you added. Now this video appears in a small box on the screen. You can click on the question box and move it wherever you want on the screen. And when you click on it, there are tiny squares that are appearing on its border, on the border of the box. You can click on one of the tiny squares and drag. So keep your mouse clicked and drag. This will increase the size of the question on the screen, which is better for the student's visibility. At the same time, you will notice a tiny circle in the seek bar next to the play button. So this indicates that there is a question here. Okay, so in the same manner, you can add as many questions as you want on various minutes of this videos. In the middle, in the end, at different points, at every step, you can add a new question of a different type.
Excuse me, that step where you stopped on done, I think I got lost.
Excuse me? We have, what's the question?
He's asking that you go back a little bit.
Where you said, where we clicked on done, there's
When
where
we
you
click-
dragged. When you
Okay.
clicked on done,
Mm.
there are small boxes you dragged, but I think I missed that step.
Okay, so when you click on done, you click on the question box on the screen. You clicked on it?
Question box and small.
So when you click on done, you can see the video with a small box on it.
Let me just watch what I missed.
Maybe Rena, you could go back like a...
Where do you click? Because
Sure.
I do
I
have that question box.
Okay, So you are here, you added the question, and then you click on done when you add
yes.
okay. So now a small box will appear inside the video.
Mine didn't appear.
It didn't appear. Did you add content to your questions?
Maybe mine is different. Because when I click on that, there's nothing that appeared.
Christine, should we ask him to share his screen, or we?
There is a question, Rena, that I think you need to go back to where you go to done, because somebody else is asking that where is the question box coming from?
Okay, I cannot see the small box with the question. Yes, I added content. It seems that deleted it. Created. Okay, so when you add a question, you add your question text, you added the options, alternative 1, alternative 2, and then you scroll all the way down and click not on save, the tiny done box. We can have a volunteer share their screen and have them do it in front of us. We can do this. So this is where I need you to click on done, and you will notice the video will appear. A tiny circle will appear in the seek bar. So you see this little circle in the gray seek bar. Click on this little circle and the question box will appear. Okay, Sarah seems to have deleted the question. Penina, did the little circle appear in the seek bar? Okay.
I think me and Moka have got it.
Great. So Penina, click on this little circle and the question box will appear then. Okay, so by clicking on the circle, the question appears. Here, if you click on the question box, you will see the little teeny square handles on all the borders. Click on one of them and expand it all the way to the right. It does nothing, it just increases the size of the question on the screen. Okay? Great. So now we move, that's in the same way, you add as many questions as you want. You move to another minute, you add a new question, true or false, etc. For the sake of time, you will not add any more questions. The third step, so we added the video in the first step, we added the questions in step 2. Now in step 3, if we click on the step 3 tab, this is the final step, and this is called adding a summary task. What is the summary task? This is an optional summary quiz that appears at the end of the video. So you can create an additional quiz at the end of the video to summarize what they have learned. This is optional. You can leave it empty, or you can add your question and answer options. So we will leave it empty. Usually we don't add summary tasks at the end. So just leave it empty and click on save on the upper right corner of the screen. And this saves your work. So if you click on save on the upper right corner of the screen, you will get this view. You will get a preview of your video with the circle. So that's the question that you added, and that is it. And from here, you can click on the video and preview your work. So if you click on play, you can preview how the video will turn out for the students. Definitely, ideally, you add a lot of questions, but this is just to illustrate. And then I answer. If I answer wrong, you will notice that I will automatically be taken back. I click on continue, it will take me back. If I answered correctly, it will move me forward. So we are all following until here. Please type 7 in the chat in case you reached this preview part. Okay, perfect. Now we need to publish this video and share it with our students. So to publish the video, click on the upper right corner of the screen, right under the Add Content button. There are 3 dots, a square with 3 dots. Click on it and then choose Publish. So under Content, there is a square with 3 dots. Click on it and choose the first option, which is Publish. From here, choose, you can keep it unpublished, but that's not the point. You can keep it protected to insert it in your LMS, but this might not work depending on what your LMS supports. So the safest option is to choose public, so visible to the public using this link. So only if you share this link with someone, they will be able to view your lecture. So under external link, you will have a link. Click on this link and it will automatically tell you that the link is copied. Okay? Then click on Update. So now that you have this link copied, if you open another browser or any browser and paste the link, you will be able to view your lecture. And this is the link that you need to share with your students. You can add this link on Moodle or on Blackboard by adding a resource, a URL, and inserting this link there. Or just email the students the link and so on. And this is how the students will be able to view the lecture. Okay, now, in case, and also you can always embed this activity in your LMS, so not through a link, but have it appear like this in the LMS. On reuse, so under this video, there's a very tiny button under the play. It's H5P, and next to it, there's a button that says reuse. So if you click on reuse, it will ask you to download this activity as an .h5p file. So as if it's a Word file, but it's an H5P file. And then from Moodle, you can ask your Moodle or Blackboard staff, support staff, and they will help you upload this file there. Okay, so it's either through downloading an H5P file and adding this file to Moodle in the right place, or just sharing the public link with your students. Now to track, we said earlier that the instructor can see whom of the students completed these activities. So under reports, you get to see the number of students who have accessed your activity, at which point in time they accessed it, what's their score, if they tried it many times, what's their last score, and what's their best score. So it allows room for tracking grades and attempts.
Rana?
Yes?
How did you reach that? Where is that?
Okay, so from where you clicked on publish,
yes,
the upper left corner, there are 3 tabs. View, edit, and reports.
Okay.
Okay,
I
so
don't
you need
seem to see reports on mine. I don't know why I don't see reports on mine. I see edit.
So because you copied the link and you pasted it somewhere else. You will not find it from the link that you pasted, rather from the original page that has Add Content, Manage Organization.
Oh, okay. Okay. I get it now. Let me paste it in the somewhere. Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay. And remember, we said that some of you might have H5P in their Moodle, and I showed you how you can access H5P from your Moodle itself. So in case you choose to create H5P not through this website, but from Moodle by clicking on adding an activity or resource and adding this H5P file and dropping this file here, or creating the activity from Moodle, automatically the H5P activity will be tracked from your Moodle gradebook. So there is an integration between H5P and Moodle or Blackboard if you choose to create the activity directly from within Moodle. Okay, so basically that's it. This is how you have your video and you share it with your students. If you would like to create more content, you can click on Add Content around with, you will be able to create so many activities to engage your students very easily, because the tool is made very simply for faculty members with all different levels of comfort with technology. Okay, so that's pretty much it. That's what I have to say. Thank you very much for, for following along and for trying things yourselves. And if you have any question, please do feel free to reach out to me via email or via the conference organizers, and just feel free to type in your questions now in the chat. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rana, for that captivating and interesting presentation. I'm also new to H5P, and I think I now appreciate what H5P can do. So thank you so much. Colleagues, we have some few minutes to respond to some issues that you would wish maybe Rana to clarify. We have some few minutes to do that. So is there anyone who would like to ask something or add to this?
Yes, Richard,
Yes.
Before Martin comes in with a question, there are some questions, comments in the chat. And
Yes.
I just wanted to air a few just for the benefit of others. One person asked whether the recording will be shared, and we said yes, this is going to be shared on all the platforms. So make sure that you are on the email list on WhatsApp or on, and shall have shared. Over to you. There is a hand up.
Christine, maybe also to remind the colleagues that they can, when they do the registration, they put their telephone numbers so that we can add them to the WhatsApp group.
Right.
And if the link to the WhatsApp group is available, we could as well share it in the chat. If Rose or someone can find it.
Let me share it now. But there is a hand up, Richard.
Yes, Martin. Martin, yes.
Okay, thank you, Richard, for giving me the floor. I want to thank our colleague for the best presentation you have done. Je voulais juste dire que H5P est un exerciceur de plus en plus utilisé. Et il est vraiment important que l'on le maîtrise véritablement. Je vais donc donner quelques avantages de H5P. H5P, il est situé sur le cloud. Chacun peut se connecter, créer des exercices, une batterie d'exercices.
I would like to talk about some advantages of H5P.
Il peut donc créer des exercices.
Exercises that can be explored. You can create as many as you can.
Il peut les modifier.
You can modify.
Il peut les enrichir.
You can enrich them.
On peut les intégrer très facilement dans Moodle.
You can even integrate them easily in Moodle.
Il a une grande variété de types d'exercices.
There is a variety of exercises.
Il est utilisé par une très grande communauté d'utilisateurs.
It is used by very many people, by a big community of users.
Et ça fait que chaque fois qu'on veut l'utiliser, on peut s'appuyer sur un exercice fait par un autre utilisateur.
Each time you want to use them, you can even make use of the exercises that were used by another user.
Juste le modifier.
But you just have to modify them.
Et l'adapter à son contexte.
And then adapt them to your context.
Oui, H5P également peut être intégré à beaucoup de learning management systems.
Can also be integrated in many learning management systems.
Ben, je vais terminer par quelques limites.
I will finish by saying that
c'est un outil qui évolue beaucoup.
It's a tool that changes or evolves over time.
il est plus adapté à des évaluations plutôt
And is
formatives que
more
sommatives.
adapted to formative rather than summative evaluations.
Mais il a également une très grande force, c'est qu'il est très ludique.
But it is also very, very amusing.
Oui,
That
parce
is
qu'on
another
apprend
advantage.
en jouant un peu avec
Because you
son.
learn by playing.
Et pour les
around
débutants,
with
il
it.
faut qu'ils s'appliquent beaucoup au début.
And for the beginners, you need to use it right from the start.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Imani, for that addition. You have enriched the presentation and added what probably we hadn't yet thought about ourselves as participants here. But thank you so much for that, giving us the advantages, the affordances, what it can do. It's a very good tool, which we are going to adopt. Christine, Christine, any other question maybe in the chat, French, anything that we can, Rana can respond to? Or Rana?
Yes.
Would you maybe if you have a comment about what Yemani has said and what the questions that maybe you're able to read from the chat, you can respond.
Okay. So we had a question if Moodle Cloud can support H5P, and the answer is ideally yes. And in case H5P is not integrated with your Moodle or Blackboard, you can ask the Moodle or Learning Management System admin at your university to implement it or integrate it. Eliane asked if students can work at the same time on the video. Yes, each student will be viewing the video alone, and they can all be viewing the video at the same time. Eliane also asked if students can be using H5P during a class on Zoom, a virtual class. And the answer is definitely yes, but she will need to ask the students, to tell the students, for example, now you have 10 minutes to go and do that video, and then each student will go and do it asynchronously alone. Okay, these are the questions in the chat mainly.
Okay, thank you so much, Rana. So colleagues, any other question, any other, at least we have some 2 minutes before we can conclude this session. Any question, any comments on H5P? Okay, then before we close the session, I'm going to request Eliane to give remarks as to whether her case study question has been answered, and maybe what other information you may wish to hear from the presenter and also from the community, and to what extent has her challenge been addressed, and how, and if she wishes to apply this knowledge, where maybe she will apply it, maybe if she wishes, but of course we are open to support. We can continue working. So Eliane, could you please give us a comment as to whether your case has been answered?
Merci, Richard.
Thank you, Richard. With this tool, they have answered my concerns. Well, like our colleague was saying, it is a very good tool for formative evaluation. And this is a kind of evaluation that is not very prevalent, very common online. For example, and like with this tool, we can increase the number of evaluations in the virtual classes, and you can give the students the opportunity to do all these evaluations so that in the end they can own the lectures or their courses. It's a very important tool.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Eliane, for that. Thank you for the very, very well conceptualized case. I'm going to go back to Rana now. Rana, you're going to give your final closing remarks, some takeaways, and answer some, if there are some few remaining questions in the chat that I know that you can read French, so if there are any issues that you can respond to, it's okay. You have about just half a minute to do that, Rana, to conclude with final remarks. Rana?
Okay, so to answer Sarah, if we can evaluate the learners at the end and limit the time, ideally it is recommended to use it as an informal type of assessment, not as a formative and official summative type of assessment. To conclude, we know that faculty members most of the time don't have enough time to create this engaging content for their students, but the tiny bits of interactivity that can be included there would make the world of difference for the students. So my recommendation at the end of this session is to encourage everyone to use this interactive video feature. Do not put 1 hour long lectures online, truncate them into very small sections of 5 to 10 minutes each, and then enrich every little section with these questions. Because, putting your content as it is, as you teach it face-to-face online, will not make the job work. And nowadays, students can find all the information online. So we try to make the learning active as much as possible for the students and engaging as much as possible for the students.
Thank you so much, Rana. Thank you so much. I know we have worked hard to have this. Thank you. We shall obviously invite you again because there are more tools to learn. Even H5P itself has many other things. So please accept one of those times. And again, I'll approach you and we request you kindly to come and again share with the community. We're very, very, very glad to have you. Thank you so much. I'm one person who did not know H5P. I heard about it, and I know that Rana, we talked about it one time about 2 months ago. You gave me a small tutorial, but we didn't have time to go this far. So I thank you so much for this. I thank you, colleagues who have been here. Thank you, Elaine, for the very, very good case. Thank you for preparing for this. Next time again, we shall also call you here, either as a subject matter expert or a case study presenter. Okay, colleagues, if you are interested in participating in these sessions, please reach out to us. We are very willing to work with you. We have very many topics. There are many things that we can share, from simple to complex. So we are so welcome here. So I thank you so much, all of you. Thank you, participants. Let me now kindly hand over to Christine for the rest of the program and to conclude. Christine.
Okay, thank you. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, you will agree with me that it was a very interactive, interesting session. We really want to say thank you, Rana, thank you, Eliane, and thank you all the participants. This was really great. So at this point in time, I just want to remind us that kindly take a survey. There is a link that has been posted in the chat. Please take that survey. It is going to remain open tomorrow. You can take the link and take the survey later on if you are running late. And that will help you to claim a certificate, but also to help us get feedback from you, more so on other topics that we should share with you. I'm going to add to what my colleague Richard has said. There are so many other tools that we haven't shared that we plan to share. Please come again, invite other people whom you think will benefit from these discussions, and we shall be able to learn. But most importantly, we want to implore you and all of us that whatever you learn here, please share with other colleagues in your departments, with your fellow students. If you're a student, for faculty, if you share with your colleagues, and in case there are any specific things that you want us to again look at, please feel free to inbox me or Richard or Winnie on this call. We also want to let you know that our next session is going to be next month on the 25th. That will be May 25th. But we shall write to you on email, and you'll be able to know when it is approaching.
Christine, a minute.
Yes.
Christine, sorry for interrupting you, Christine.
Yes.
But I just want to add to what you have said, that Martin Yemani accepted to be our subject matter expert on that day and is in here, just for you to know.
Excellent. Thank you, Martin. Thank you. Yes, so we are also going to have Rana again, and we are going to have Eliane again as we move along in future. So be optimistic to hear from them. But also to mention that it is important that we get to hear from you how these lessons, how these discussions are impacting your work. It is very important, and soon we shall I'll be reaching out to you, but also you can, in case you are not on the platforms, in case you are not on our platforms, WhatsApp, this community has a WhatsApp, we have Slack, we have an emailing list. Please inbox me, inbox Christine, inbox Richard, inbox Winnie. I am going to paste my email in this chat for those that may not have it, and we shall quickly add you to the WhatsApp group. There are many other things you'll benefit. And finally, we are going to share these recordings, the French, the English, and you can go back and rework what Rena has taken us through. Thank you very much, colleagues. This has been very good. And allow me to stop here for now. In case there are any quick or final comments or questions, feel free to raise it now because we still have 3 minutes to go. Thank you, and thank you very much.
There are some issues in the chat. Maybe our interpretation team can help us translate the issues that have come in French. But the sessions, we shall share the video, the links to the videos, we shall share them again. We're going to put all of you in our WhatsApp group, then we shall, and mailing list, then we shall email you the previous sessions. But I'm requesting for the translation of the French comments. Our team that is doing the translation, I'm seeing the comments from Eliane, someone called Okowet. Christine.
Yes, I am trying.
Anyway, we can know.
I am trying to translate myself here, and then I get to you in a minute, please.
Yeah.
Or any French-speaking person, you can help us translate the questions, please.
Have you been able?
All right, so one is saying, looking forward to hearing from Martin on May 25th. Thank you. I think these are more of comments.
Okay.
We shall translate them quickly and share them on WhatsApp in case we find there a question. Thank you, and bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye. Thank you, Christina.
Bye-bye. It has been nice.
Bye-bye.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Happy to bye. Thank you, Sarah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Martin.
Yes, see you.
See you. Merci
It was a
beaucoup.
pleasure. Thank you. Okay.
Yes, Mujuni, thank you.